Happy New Year, Atlanta. If you are on my mailing list, hopefully you received a fun little New Year's card in the mail, and I certainly hope that your 2016 is off to a strong start. Well, it's January 2016, and it's time to find out what's happening around Atlanta. First off, in case you haven't heard, Georgia State University and two Atlanta-based developers are now the proud owners of the Turner Field space. They have been selected to take over that space once the 2017 year for the Braves have ended. They're going to spend $300 million to build a new college football stadium, and they're also going to put up student housing, retail, and green space on all the surrounding parking lot areas. I, for one, think that it's really silly that Turner Field is going away, but I hope that Georgia State is able to help revitalize that area a little bit more. All right, our tip of the month this month is about credit score hacks. I have gotten quite a few questions lately from friends and clients about how to increase their credit score even just a little bit to improve their interest rate on car loans or mortgages, whatever you're going after. So, first tip, a website you're probably super aware of is creditkarma.com. Well, Credit Karma actually is pretty crappy. Their scoring system is not that great, and so their credit score is typically off by a big chunk. They are good for monitoring your credit report, though, so you could use it for that. But if you want to pull your actual true credit score, the best place to do that once a year is annualcreditreport.com, annualcreditreport.com. Another website you should be very familiar with is optoutprescreen.com. That's one word, optoutprescreen.com. It's like a do not call list for pre-approved credit cards in the mail, that junk mail that you receive. And you can go to their website, you can opt out for their the pre-approved credit cards in your mail for 5 years on their website, or for life if you send in the form in the mail. And this could raise your credit score 10 to 15 points pretty quickly. So that could help and make a big difference depending on where your credit score is at. Last tip is about your credit card balance. So a lot of people are told that keeping a credit card balance is helpful for your credit score. That is true, and it's also not true. So if your credit card balance is greater than 50% of that credit card limit, then that account is going to be marked negative and would be a detriment to your credit score. So let's say you have a $1,000 credit card limit. If you can get your balance paid off below $500, that could raise your credit score by as much as 100 points pretty easily. And so that's a big deal for a lot of people. Definitely make sure that you're keeping it below that 50% mark. Last thing that I want to throw your way this month is about the rental market in Atlanta. Also something I've gotten a lot of questions on lately from clients and friends who are asking me if their rent increase is a fair amount. Well, I just saw a report today that one-bedroom apartments, just one bedrooms in Atlanta, have increased 3% from last December 2015, that would be 1 month ago, to 2016 January, 3%. And that's a difference of maybe a $500 to $1,000 increase in rent over the course of a year, which really could be used towards a down payment on a house if you're in a position to do that. So that's my best advice to a lot of friends these days is with the interest rate so low, it may be more financially savvy for you long term and also cheaper today to get into a home that you own and have a mortgage on. And so anyhow, if you haven't had a rent increase in the last year or 2 or 3 years, you should consider yourself very blessed and highly favored, because I'm seeing some crazy rent increases lately, and they're pretty justified with the amount of demand we have out there and the low inventory. All right, friends, that's all I have for you this month. If you have any questions about what I've discussed today, please reach out. I'd love to chat with you. Otherwise, finish January strong, and I hope you're staying warm this week.